Hey mates, what's up? Let's talk about LocaCoinSwap, my go-to place when I want to buy crypto, peer-to-peer, with cash, bank transfer, non-KYC. The reason I like LocaCoinSwap is because they are the most seller on the market on this platform. There's tons of liquidity, a lot of offers, while other websites maybe have more coins or better options, but there's no many sellers and buyers. As well, customer support, good reviews. I never had problem with them. I never got scammed. But I'm talking as a buyer of crypto, because if you are a seller, it's a totally different story. If you buy, you cover, you have escrow service. It means that if something happening, you can engage the LocaCoinSwap team and they will back you up because they hold the crypto. As a seller, it can be quite a nightmare. If you're using banking systems, you have a lot of scams, tax issues, account can be freeze due to an unreliable source. Your account can be frozen. There's a lot of fake transaction slips that buyers say that he pay, but actually it's in a fake slip. A lot of transactions when you're using the fiat system can be reversed. Let's say you sell crypto, you release the funds, but the buyer can contact the bank or PayPal or Stripe or whatever you're using and can reverse the transaction by claim that he didn't get the product or something like that. I'm not recommending to be a merchant seller unless you know what you're doing and you cover your ass really good, or unless you're using only crypto or cash by hand, meeting personally, or sending cash or other methods that are not reversible and you can know that you got the funds. So a couple of things about LocaCoinSwap. It's a peer-to-peer service, P2P as it's called. It operates over 200 countries. When I last checked, it's have more than 300 payment methods. So you have cash, gift cards, bank transfer, cash by hands, cash by mail, 7-Eleven cash deposit, Walmart cash deposit, you name it, they have everything there. And they have like 4.5 or 6 stars rating on Trustpilot. I know it's not the most reliable website, but it says something. And they have the quite intuitive escrow system. It's work to engage the team in case of being scammed, or there is a dispute. Usually the issue solved and you get your funds back. When you are a buyer, when you're a seller, I'm not sure about that, you need to check it, but usually you could quite cover. The escrow system is quite robust, and the LocaCoinSwap employees, they are ensuring both parties fulfill their obligation before funds released. And there is like a lot of reviews, because this website had a lot of traffic and a lot of liquidity and transactions. So the feedback are quite reliable. It's easy to identify worthy partners. You need to do your due diligence and use your common sense, see if accounts have history, see the trading volume of every user. But usually the reviews not lying, and the reviews and the accounts that have like long history then will not try to screw you over in order not to destroy their reputation, and then they will lose business. So everything you need to do in order to start to trade as a buyer is create account, email address, and strong password, non-KYC. I recommend to create multi-factor authentication, like second phase authentication. And when you start to trade, you have like more privacy option. You can do like cash transfer with maximum anonymity, but the problem that you need to meet in person. So that's quite scary. Even if you meet in a public area, it's quite scary. You can pay with prepaid cards, quite balanced between convenience and privacy. Bank transfer, it can be anonymous depending on the local regulation for where you do the trading. The gift cards is easy option, but you need to ensure that the seller accept cards types. You can send cash by mail. I know that people do it with FedEx. Just use double envelope. ATM deposits. There are countries that you can deposit cash to a deposit box, or you can top up like 7-Eleven cards in America, in the United States, or Walmart, or whatever they have there. Target. There's so many ways. Like you can cover your ass. You can do also KYC. Some sellers demand you will show ID. Just read the trades information and request before you open a trade. Usually the users, especially the one where they have a lot of history and a lot of trading volume and reviews, they will write everything very clearly in order that thing will be clear before they open a trade with them. So when you're selecting the payment method, consider the trade-off between the speed, privacy, and the cost. For example, cash transactions, they offer the best privacy stuff, but a prepaid card, for example, and gift cards, they provide digital solution. So it's minimal exposure and it's more convenient. All right, so when you're conducting a secure P2P trade, you need to verify the seller credibility. Start by reviewing the seller profile, look for high feedbacks, renting, and history of successful trades. Usually I look in the bad reviews and the good reviews. I see who gave the good reviews, the country, the person operate. A lot of scams comes. I don't want to mention countries, I don't want to hurt no one, but there are certain countries known for a lot of scamming. And always use the Escrow Protection. It's like act like a safeguard, holding the temporary crypto till both the buyer and the seller fulfill the obligation. And when you start the trade, you always need to do all the communication via the chat. Don't attempt to talk via other messaging app like Telegram or WhatsApp or whatever. It's only to be via the chat. I would recommend also to record the screen, text screenshot, document everything. You need to document that you pay. Never send funds before the escrow start because, it's work like that. When you start a trade, the seller needs to top up wallet on the LocaCoinSwap, and then LocaCoinSwap lock those funds. They don't release it until you confirm you pay and there's no dispute. So do all the communication via the chat and document everything, and never send funds before the seller deposit the crypto to the escrow, and the escrow lock the funds. And if there is no dispute, it will release it after you mark your pay. If there is dispute, it cannot touch those funds until LocaCoinSwap team will go over the trade and decide what to do. That's why you need to document everything via the chat, screenshots, any kind of documentation. So if there is issue that are raised, LocaCoinSwap dispute resolution system can be mediated. You keep clear records of your communication, transaction. Regarding the concern about anonymity and safety and KYC, when you open account, you can use a VPN service that you trust, that it's not KYC, or using Tor to mask your IP address when you're accessing the platform. And of course, don't share personal information that you don't have to. And monitor the exchange rate. Be cautious about the trade offering unusually high premium. LocaCoinSwap mark the price that the seller offer and how many percentage is above or below the market price. Practice those safeguards. You can trade safely without compromise your privacy. Couple of more tips. Use a public space for cash transaction. Safety first. Do it in a public place that it's crowded and lighted, and you can actually record everything. Just document yourself. If you do the cash by hand, avoid public Wi-Fi when accessing your account, unless you're using Tor actually. Keep backup of all your records, maintain screenshot of your transaction, all the details. Verify the payment method. You double check the terms and conditions of the trade, including the payment deadlines. It's very important. Read everything the seller said before you start the trade or pay the amount required.